Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Techpoint Africa Podcast. My name is Emmanuel, and don't worry, don't be distracted by what I'm wearing. We were deceived by the studio and the production team. They said we should wear something festive. And we came here and we're the only ones that were wearing something festive.
I love it though.
Yeah, this is Nifemi. Now look at the other guys in the studio. Look, just pan the camera to them, please. Thank you.
I mean,
introduce yourself and tell me why you're not wearing something festive.
Okay. My name is Bolu, but I think I'm wearing this first. I think I'm wearing something festive.
What is festive about what you're wearing?
Is in the mind.
Sapiosexual.
It is not. If I say it is festive,
it is festive.
festive.
Anybody that doesn't like it should not contest in the court.
So it's the same thing too.
No, I will not be bullied or cowed or forced into wearing something that. Let me just stop there.
It's all right, no problem. Guys, this is the last episode of 2023, and yeah, I think we deserve a round of applause for joining us to this moment. Yeah, clap if you want to clap. Nobody's bullying you, don't worry.
How do you know if you're clapping for me and clapping for them?
Oh, I'm clapping for myself.
For them.
I can't be clapping for myself. Someone else has to do that.
Okay.
Oh God. Yeah, this is what we deal with every day. But yeah, you just get to see a sneak peek on the Techpoint Africa podcast. So yeah, this week has been really, really weird for me. You can hear it in my voice. I've been a little bit under the weather, but I had to come and say, okay, let us do this final podcast episode of 2023 together and discuss some of the things that are really, really painful to hear, see, and watch. So this week, it's all about fake drugs, fake food, fake drinks, fake this, fake that in Nigeria. And
fake talents.
Oh my God. Yeah, the fake talents too, fake profile, fake everything. Right? So, but it's really painful. This is not the best time to be sick at all because
you can't even buy drugs in peace.
I couldn't. Like, I spent time looking at all the drugs that they were giving me. Like, are you sure about this? Are you sure? Where can I find it?
How do you want to know?
At least there should be a scratch card or something. Because
yes, there is for some of them.
I don't know.
There used to be something like that actually.
It's mainly for
where
malaria drugs.
You say a code, and then you send that code somewhere, and then you get a response telling you.
They'll be fine, but at least
there's one code.
I did my part.
No, it's not as if everybody has their own code. There's one code that confirms for everybody. So once you send to that code, they will not tell you that
Does NAFDAC have something like that?
I think it was a government initiative. NAFDAC. I can't remember, but I know there was a time.
This was a long time ago.
Guys were pushing.
Like I was I even invested then.
They still do it now. Like if you buy some malaria drugs, you would see like a panel that you have to scratch.
Those things that I think is common for drugs, but not for other things like our soy sauce.
Soy sauce. So we decided to confirm because when all those things were raining, we did not remember that we have soy sauce in the fridge.
But why people need soy sauce?
For stir fry.
I
know this.
Why that kind of
all these chef people
aggressive response?
Because I don't understand why you
are you selling spark?
Did you hear that NAFDAC recently launched Green Book?
What the hell is that?
Green Book is supposed to help you verify which drug is fake and which is real.
Okay. Is it like a web database or something?
Or an actual book that I have to start flipping through.
Like yellow pages.
I won't put it past them.
Oh man, it's no. I mean, Title Sardine now has scratch card.
Really?
That is even the reason why I bought it. Yeah, there's a scratch something. I don't know if it's promo or verification. I saw scratch card on top. I bought it because I saw the scratch card. I didn't confirm whether there's anything inside the scratch card.
Yeah.
You should have.
Until you see shower inside your sardine.
So the NAFDAC Green Book is a database of registered and approved drugs for sale and distribution. It contains about 6,432 registered pharmaceutical products. And you can confirm from it.
So
it's not confirmed.
So is it a searchable database?
It was not clear. there is no link. There are links to it, but you know the way sometimes the DG of parastatals will just come during events and just make an announcement like that. That is what happened here. So let's hope they will do the same for products, for FMCGs.
Yeah. I mean, there are startups that are trying to solve. There's Check It for drugs. I think, did they do anything apart from drugs?
No, it's
I think
just drugs.
Yeah, so for fake drugs and all of that. There's one startup, I don't know what they're up to now. They were using AI to help tackle counterfeit drugs called Rexall or RXall or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, RXL, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
It needs to go beyond drugs.
Yeah, so there's drinks. So OO is, I saw OO writing on Twitter saying that if you want original drinks, buy from drinks.ng.
But what was in my mind was that it is these people that supply them.
Yeah, that's
is a whole supply chain, and if there's something wrong at the beginning of supply chain, there's nothing we can use tech to do. You can't use tech to solve this problem. It has to come from where it is coming from.
I think what maybe the provision there is so what's the name again? Remedial Health. They supply drugs to pharmacies, or they're like the middleman between pharmacies, manufacturers, and all of that. So the let's say the protection there is they do the work of verifying that these drugs or these wholesalers or distributors
this guy
are
also
legit.
does it now.
So before they send
Neto, what's his name?
no, I don't think so.
Wellaios also.
No, Wellaios is now insurance primarily.
mostly HMO.
Yes, they are the ones that help HMOs to get the drugs to the customer. So
Is that
yes, it is
now?
through them.
Hmm?
Abi, do you know what they do?
But if that's what they do, then it's not really in their.
It's not in their purview, actually.
Yeah, to be verifying, right?
But for remedial health, I know they do that. So at least that's what they claim to do.
I think Life Stores also does
Hopefully-
it.
No, Life Stores is a chain of pharmacies. Hopefully, too,
They do the verification.
they should
Hopefully.
be doing the verification. So maybe the solution for now. Sorry, that's actually not the solution, because I just remembered that people posted pictures. Hopefully, they were not lying. Of some major supermarket chains that had fake products.
Oh yeah, it's common. So guys,
Really
Stay
can't be too
safe.
careful.
Yeah,
Just drink water.
we don't even water ourselves. I've been looking at my Seaway keg with one eye since this whole thing started.
If you have tap in your
yeah,
house,
now boil your
sorry,
water.
you're in Lekki, this doesn't apply to you, but if you have tap in your house,
Oh
drink
God,
the
no
water from
shit.
it.
We are here. We are
It's true
here
now.
to
If you
sell
shop for
it.
them, they should use their water to even have their bath.
Yeah,
You shop for them.
Let's move
No,
on.
but yeah, guys, please stay safe out there. Drink water mostly
Mind your business.
and mind your business. That's how you survive some of all these issues we face in Nigeria. But as journalists, we usually don't mind our business. So
Yes,
we're usually in other people's business.
that's what you're paid for.
Yeah, that's what pays us our
I
salary.
mean, have you ever thought about it? The blessedness of that.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm not.
basically paid to do a proco.
Yeah, but it's sometimes I feel like leave these people alone. It's not worth it. But this one, I have been pushing it, but I couldn't push it anymore. Too many complaints from left, right, center about fraudsters exploiting loopholes in digital banks. Mostly the names that kept coming up were Opay, Pampay. And I didn't want to mention names initially. I didn't want to write anything initially, but
Yeah,
the
I remember
complaints.
telling him to write it.
Yeah,
Strong him into an article. Write this.
So, but the complaints were getting too much. And when I got tip that you could actually open an account in someone else's name with someone else's details without them knowing, I said, no, this is too much. So, but this is what happened. On Thursday, I decided to, let me just give you a scenario.
Last week Thursday.
Yeah, last week Thursday. Let me give you a scenario. Let me paint the scenario very, very clearly. So before you drag me, please listen very carefully. Yes. So let's say I've given Bolu my account number before. And Bolu wants to open a new Opay account with my name. Bolu can easily do that. All Bolu just needs to do is look for a new SIM.
Okay.
And when registering, when they ask you to verify, when they want you to either choose BVN or NIN, there's a third option called verify with bank account. So instead of Bolu to put his BVN or his NIN, you puts my bank account. And once he puts my bank account, all he needs to do is to put my name. And he has an Opay or a PalmPay account. PalmPay does not even give you that stress. PalmPay, anything. As of that last week Thursday, please. So, Bolu will do a facial recognition, but it doesn't matter because even if his face is different from my face, it will still work. It still worked. Even if Bolu is a lady,
identities.
it will still work. So it's now explained how one of my neighbors got defrauded. A friend sent money to the fraudster thinking it was her, and the name on the Opay account was her full legal name and all of that. So it was a very, very terrible situation, and we wrote an article about it. And Opay released a statement explaining that they did that. They created that option for people who probably forgot their BVN or they forgot their NIN. Don't look at me like that. I'm not Opay. Then PalmPay said they've actually been trying to fix up and update the app for some time now, and people who are using the old app that still see that option. I just said app. God help me. So
God,
people still using the old app, but as of today, as we speak, they've turned off those options. No verify with bank account feature, just NIN and BVN on Opay
As it should be.
and PalmPay as it should be. And yeah, kudos to them for that. And I know they are not playing an easy game to serve a fintech app that scales to millions of users,
You
tens
need to
of
make
millions.
it as seamless as
They
possible.
need to make it as seamless as possible. So I
Fraudsters.
understand why all those things were implemented in the first place. But this is Nigeria.
I actually don't understand.
Okay, so let me have it.
So the thing is, and if you don't hold me for this,
You will be held. Don't
okay,
give us
I'll
this
still be held in that way, Abi.
Yeah.
So, whose fault is it that you decided to implement lax measures just because you're chasing users? Am I supposed to be like, did you not know that this is Nigeria, or that you're building a financial service and
People's
any
money is-
little loophole can always be exploited? Doesn't matter how little it is. There's a reason why the banks give you hell. It's not that they get something out of stressing your life. It's the reason why a lot of the things you need to do, you have to you have to be present. I was talking to someone recently, and apparently commercial banks you have collected this year. So now they've changed. Before, if you wanted to get a loan for a lot of loans, you could just do it on your smartphone. Now, after they saw some of the patterns, they said, no way, you're not doing this anymore. If you want to get some loans past certain thresholds, you have to. So you first of all make a request, and then they follow up with you, like a human follows up with you, to be sure that you're serious and that you actually qualify. So past certain thresholds, they are not making it automatic as it used to be. So these are institutions that they've been in the financial space for maybe 20 plus years for some of them. So they've seen every iteration of fraud in the country. They kind of have a very good expectation of what will happen. And you saying, so do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to understand why bank account was even a verification method
At all.
in the first place.
It's
Especially if you know Nigerians, we share our bank accounts a lot. I think people have said it a lot that when ATMs were first introduced, one of the biggest problems banks had was someone could give another person their PIN or their ATM card with their PIN and tell the person to use it. And you just assume, people were not aware, and then they were getting defrauded and things like that. You know that in Nigeria, it's very common. After I send the account number, it's a very, very common thing.
You can even send account
know.
number to someone you don't even know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you need to
I
get
probably have the account number. I have the account number of everyone that I live with. So it means that if anything happens tomorrow and I decide to, I could
Yeah,
always
fraudster.
duplicate all of their identities. I have
I cannot catch you.
I have to take enough money so that you don't catch me. If you go on that giveaway threads on Twitter,
You see account.
you will see account numbers. And if I do a little more digging, I'll probably find your first name and your last name, which is enough to. So
I will find your BVN
I
on
would-
Twitter.
So why
Like
did they think that was a
An
good
option.
verification option in the first place?
Since you can even press a code to get your BVN.
Exactly.
Like,
If you
just
forget your
one code,
BVN,
you can get
you
it
do
immediately.
it,
20
you get it
naira.
very quickly.
Bully wants to defend
yeah,
him.
no, I'm not actually defending them, but I think one thing the way we're just talking about it, I'm just thinking, I'm now realizing that from the getting loans thing that Tim Gozim said that a human will follow up with you to recently where I think who shared that thing that someone from Tipa Cash actually came to his house. I think it was
Muyiwa.
Muyiwa, yeah, to verify his address. So I'm now thinking, okay, maybe Nigeria is not. Is it that Nigeria is not at that point where systems, where we just need systems to when I say systems, I mean
To verify.
technological systems where you don't really need human input to verify some of these things. Is it that
We're not.
that's at
We are
that
not.
We're not actually, because I mean, I was talking with a friend in Canada. You guys know him.
Mm.
He's always complaining about, and this is a more advanced country, but their fintech or banking apps, they always give you hell. Even if you've registered, you just come back, you're already logged out. You have to input your password and everything. And some of all these banks, they do it too. First Bank, for instance, does not allow you to even take screenshots of your bank app. You can't take screenshots. If you want, Stanbic, right? So those are security protocols. You leave for some time and back. You are logged out. You have to log in again.
You know what they are doing.
But some of all these digital banks, you just open the app and
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with
Those are the
encouraging. That's the problem with encouraging skill at all costs, because now they have to do anything and everything in the books
Yeah.
and even outside the books to scale. So it's not a. We don't have, like you said, we don't have the tech. We are still fighting to harmonize NI and BVN. Which one should we be using? And now we also have to. Probably very soon they'll come up with something else. I think we are talking about digital IDs at some point this year. We are still struggling with harmonizing all these different databases. So when we don't have it, I can use almost anything for verification. If it's not my national ID, it's my voter's card or a number of things.
Yeah, that's it. There's VIN too.
Exactly. So we don't have all of that, which maybe means that verification for a very long time would probably be manual. Would largely be manual, or maybe it would be tech enabled as opposed to fully automated. Now it has to be tech enabled. So you submit, and then we find a way to. I don't know how they will do it. Maybe what Cheaper Cash is doing, where you have certain thresholds, and then they go verify. But that excuse of it was so that
yeah, so
it's
it's
no sense, man.
Zip Pampi or Opay. The old app, yeah.
I think all these things are excuses. No, the thing with companies trying to not making their measures or their this thing too lax is because it comes back to want them. Because if I get defrauded on your platform, I can sue you. So if that kind of this thing is not available, they can get away with things like this. I'm sure this is not I'm sure they've gotten several complaints about how people have done this in the past, right? But because it's not coming back at them, they keep telling you to be careful with your details. This is not about being careful with your details. Your account number can be found anywhere. I've maybe rendered the service and I want to get paid. Won't I provide my account number and stuff like that? So I don't think this is an excuse. I think this is just a channel that has been used to get more customers, to make it lax, and that is why platforms like Techpoint exist. We tell stories that matter. We tell people this is the situation of things. Change it because it is hurting people. And I'm even glad about the response. And we'll follow up. If you introduce it again, we'll write it.
Oh yeah, we will.
That sound like a threat.
It's not a threat actually. So I mean, I've seen some users comment the article. Some people have actually found that. Sorry. Some people have found that loophole in the first, but they didn't want to say anything. They reached out, but some people are dragging me in my inbox, and this week was the wrongest time to drag me actually, because I gave it back to them. And it's you will say, if anybody who knows me and reads some of the things I was sending, you know it's totally unlike me. But this week was not me, please. So yeah, there was someone on LinkedIn I wanted to also drag to. I said no, LinkedIn. Who knows who is on LinkedIn? Because the person has mind to come and be talking spoil on LinkedIn. But yeah, it's about our next story. Tingo, the US SEC. The US SEC has charged the founder of Tingo with fraud.
Massive fraud.
Say massive
Fraud.
That's
So,
what they said.
Someone on LinkedIn said, Techpoint, why you carrying... See if I catch you.
How did I miss? I will go and look for that.
No, please go on with the story. Give us the details, please. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the founder, CEO of Tingo Group, Dozimobosi, that's his name. That's his alias now. He has been charged with massive fraud by the Securities and Exchange Commission in the US. And okay, so a little background might be necessary here. So Tingo is it Phantom? But it's this large company that nobody seems to know of. They've been in operation for, I think, 5, 6, or 7 years. But they've been in operation for a couple of years. And nobody just seems to either know of them or have any traces of their operations. And early this year, there was a report by Hindenburg Research. I hope I have that name pronounced correctly. And it stated that Tingo was an obviously... Okay, how do you put it again?
Yeah, so something like that.
Something like an obvious scam, basically, that there was really nothing real about them. So they have a few divisions. They provide smartphones to farmers, and according to them, they had done that to, I think, 12 million farmers across West Africa, I believe, Nigeria, Ghana, I think Kenya, and a few other countries. And the story was, okay, yes, you say you provide 12 million. Who are you doing it with? They mentioned about 2 cooperatives, farmer cooperatives, and all the 2 of them said, we don't know who these guys are. We are not doing business with them. And we also had, they also have a different division. I can't remember. What's the name again of that division? But yeah, they have a few other divisions. All of them engaged in a few businesses, and we can't really point to this is what these guys are doing. So after that report came out, their stock naturally took a beating, and it felt like everything went quiet for a bit. But I think Dozy came out and was like, this is wrong. This is they are not guilty of anything that the report said. But what was very interesting was, after that period, I started seeing Tingo either sponsoring events or sponsoring awards. Like, I counted at least 4.
They also launched Tingo EPOS.
Okay.
The ad is actually still going on a music channel on GSTV currently.
Yeah, and just last month, he launched a football club after failing to buy Sheffield United. So he launched a football club in Nigeria. So I was looking at it and I was like, man, you've got guts. Like,
he wants to buy one of the oldest clubs in England.
And you have a shady history. Like, so that's even the problem. He couldn't even pass due diligence for ordinary Sheffield United.
You say ordinary.
And I mean,
you think the UK government will just sell the oldest club in England to anybody? I
mean, that club shouldn't cost more than 3 or 4 M now.
It's not about the money.
I'm saying, so it's different if you want to buy, let's say, Chelsea. You jump through hoops. They will make you jump through hoops to prove who you are and all. So you're buying a very small club in one small town that people have forgotten, and you couldn't pass their due diligence, and then he now came around to start making noise about how it's not. What did he even say again? He was saying something about how the deal failed, about why the deal failed too. But man, that thing was very funny. But yes, he's been charged with fraud. The SEC has asked for emergency relief. So basically, they are saying they want the court not to allow individuals to send money to him. Basically, have him give up all his assets. I guess it's to, I don't know where he is now, what country he is. Maybe it's to make it difficult for him to escape prosecution and stuff like that. But yeah, they've done that. And don't worry, we talk about some of the things that they, at least one of the things that they talked about.
Mm.
But yes, that's
the lowdown. So, but yeah, you mentioned something that you said, a company that no one knows about. So I want us to be very careful, because there are actually companies that no one knows about but actually building real stuff, really cool stuff. We have examples of them. Some of them, they were under the radar for a long time. Then they don't decide to come into the limelight. But any industry player that you talk to will know them.
Yes.
Even if they're
public, of course.
Public. So an example is a company like Terragon.
Yeah.
They don't make noise, but they are doing crazy stuff behind the scenes. Money Point team up. When they were team up, for a long time they were like that, doing behind the scenes stuff. So there are a bunch of companies like that that don't make noise, but are doing cool stuff. So, but Tingo's own was even where they were not making noise, but even industry players in those spaces did not know them.
Then they got into the IPO'd.
So it was a reverse. It was a reverse listing. So it's basically backyard entrance.
Are you trying to tell me that the regulatory requirements for reverse listing is not?
I've not checked what the requirements are, but from some of what I've read, it looks a bit easier to do a reverse listing than a direct IPO. Because one of the questions I had was, with all this baggage, how were you able to list on NASDAQ? And I did a little reading, and it appears a reverse listing is easier than, like, it's probably has less stringent measures for listing than a direct IPO. So that's probably why they were able to get there without anybody finding. Maybe. I mean, we are discussing that too. Maybe there were some questions raised at that time, but they probably didn't have any substance to the maybe either accusations or their suspicions. So that's probably why they were able to go ahead with that. But yes, it looks like they're going to be in trouble for a bit.
Okay.
For a bit.
I mean,
so yeah, you said there was something that they said they did that you wanted to share.
Yes. So now what I was saying about gods. So apparently at some point they had, like, I think 2022 their financial reports. Tingo Group they reported about $461 million as what they had in their accounts, and the SEC is saying it's not $461 million. These guys had like $50.
Emmanuel, take it.
$50. No, but
Like
honestly,
that's what they close the year with.
a full company, $50.
I mean, so if it's a fraudulent operation, then it's very, very possible. It's very possible.
Well, sorry. Let's move on from this. It's getting
When I saw the leap from $50 to $461
million.
You need some Carantuan levels
of Juspa,
of God
of Uspa.
to do that.
Certain je ne sais quoi. You have it inside of you. You don't. It's not something that can be taught.
Like, I'm telling you, I mean, I need some of that audacity going into 2024.
Yeah, it's the Lulu.
To do what? To do what?
The Lulu.
It's not just the audacity.
No, it's not the Lulu. It's the audacity that I need. But I will not be defrauding anybody.
You won't be defrauded.
Yeah, I will not be defrauding anyone.
At the very least.
For my next act with that audacity, I'll be building a unicorn in 6 months.
A unicorn in 6 months.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So people not hear what if I try it.
Even camel, you won't build.
Is it camel that they are calling them now?
I don't know. Yeah, it's camels with this
it's camel.
this funding winter.
Okay.
So you need to be able to carry funds inside your stomach.
Yes, like if
And
you
go
see
long
droughts
distance.
and you know.
It's camel.
Well,
Before we used to have gazelles.
Yeah.
Run fast.
But now, Gazette don't dehydrate.
Everybody only collect.
Gazelle don't migrate.
Gazelle don't
They find
Go
water.
desert.
So it's camel now. Travel long distance with any water you drink.
I can't be doing camel. I've passed.
He
This
passed.
kind of audacity is not camel audacity now.
Yeah, it's okay. So,
Unicorn audacity.
well, quickly give us a lowdown. I'm hearing Adobe needs to pay Figma $20 billion. You can give
20K.
Ah,
No, okay,
one.
don't worry.
1 billion.
$1 billion. So
okay.
yeah, give Tingo idea. If he tries to get himself acquired,
That's actually a good. idea.
96
So yes, the
months
news
unicorn.
in 17 seconds. All right. So in 2022, Adobe tried to buy Figma. So Figma is like a really huge competitor for Adobe, but then Adobe likes to stifle. Okay, let me not use the word stifle. This will take over 70 seconds. By the way. All right, so they tried to buy Adobe, right? They tried to buy Figma. Sorry, Figma is an interactive designing platform. It's common if you know people that build apps that do UI and UX designs, right? They use this platform very well. It's very popular, right? So last year Adobe tried to buy the platform. I think was it $20 billion, right? But then you can't just buy someone out, because you have the money, right? We saw something similar with Activision and Microsoft, because regulators have to be sure that it's not as if you are trying to kill competition and then you want to become one giant monopoly, right? And then that's the issue we saw with Microsoft trying to buy Activision. We now saw it again with Adobe trying to buy Figma, right? Everybody thought, oh, it's a done deal. The deal will pull through. And they were like, oh. And there was a big question, right, that the regulators asked, which was, I've already said it, right, which is, is it that you're trying to
Create a monopoly.
Yeah, because when you become a monopoly, it's what happens is that innovation drops because there's nobody challenging you. You're the biggest.
Alpha and Omega.
Yeah, you're the alpha wolf.
you hear that? Apple.
So,
Sorry,
regulators
please
regulators were giving Adobe a really hard time, right? And then they decided that it's not worth it. I beg. You're not doing again. But just saying you're not doing again, also it's not just enough, right? Because once you have, I think Elon Musk will be able to tell us that story very well. Once you've said you want to do something like that, right, on that scale, and you are saying you will not do again, you still drop something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's like you want to. Okay, imagine that if you want to marry somebody, you're dating somebody to marry them. You wasted their time for like 2 years. Right, and then you're like, "Oh man, no do again."
Idea.
Damage
You would drop? No.
Startup idea.
You would drop something, right, for wasting time. A really good analogy, right?
I know, but it's not a startup yet. We should do something about it.
So, before the interruption,
6 months.
that was basically what happened, and now Adobe has to pay Figma $1 billion, which to me I think is a really nice way of making money, right? Try and get somebody to buy you if you're a big enough company. Make sure that regulators are on their neck, right? Let it take time. Let them say they're not doing again, and then let them give you free money. So that's
Acquisition as a service or botched acquisition as a service.
Give them.
So that's and
Bars.
it also turns out that Figma is actually, when it comes to these services they render, they're actually doing better than Adobe, right? I think they have more users, more people use it. So, and
It's
then
more
the regulators are
flexible
like,
to use.
if you people buy these guys,
You're gonna kill them.
Something seems to not, which is my issue with the whole Microsoft and Activision thing. Right?
Why did they allow that thing to fly?
I don't know why. Because there was even I don't know. They've probably fired that person at Microsoft now. He unintentionally reviewed Microsoft's plan after they acquire Activision. They are going to take Call of Duty off PlayStation so that they can sell more Xbox. So Microsoft owns Xbox, right? And then PlayStation is like one of the most played.
Come to think of it, Xbox is starting to sound like a better deal than PlayStation 5.
Like
How?
I was looking at
How?
some
Please
prices.
It's
explain.
starting to sound like a better.
How?
So with Xbox Game Pass,
Mm.
you have access to FIFA. You have access to everything on EA's catalog with Xbox Game Pass.
Is
Then
it
you now have-
subscription?
Yes, subscription. $7 or $10 per month. Everything on Xbox Game on EA. So
Mhm.
FIFA, NFL, all those things. Then you now have everything on Microsoft and Activision's this thing now.
Mm.
Call of Duty, everything. Think about it.
I've not really used either of them like that, so I can't really say for a fact.
No,
So,
I'm not. For
But-
Nigerians, probably it doesn't matter because we rarely pay for stuff.
Okay.
You can check out the article Muyiwa wrote about Nigerians not paying for genuine Windows. I mean, ordinary Microsoft Office. Someone is asking me why I'm paying for it.
Miss Eva will ask you why the people Microsoft.
Look at you.
I mean,
So
why?
I
You
guess
know-
it's just in the blood. Maybe we'll change. right? But
No,
it's
not-
what I've
it's
been
not
used
in the
to.
blood. It's just
What do
okay.
you mean?
Yeah, it's so
yeah,
it's
I didn't even know it was
It was-
possible to
Sorry.
pay for it. I didn't know it was illegal.
When-
shameless plug. It's what I'm discussing on my newsletter today. If I have always been getting something for free, you now
They
wake
didn't
up one
offer
morning.
it for free. You
Yeah, I
just
know.
found it for free.
Exactly, I've
and
been
we,
able to
we thought
find
it was
for
free.
free.
Yes.
We didn't even know you were supposed to. Can you?
Stop
like,
touching.
So the thing is that
No, it's like you didn't even know that there was payment for it in the
At
first.
all.
Like, it
except
didn't
except there's
exist.
friction in how we get it. So think of the days when if you wanted to get music, you use Waploaded, all those other guys to download.
So now that
songs.
you know
Mm.
that you can
No,
pay for YouTube Music
yes.
on Spotify, why is
Now,
it going to Uploaded and
I don't go
downloaded?
there, and you know the reason why. You know the reason I don't go there.
Why?
It's easier for me to use YouTube Music.
Exactly.
YouTube
It's
Music,
more convenient.
It's more convenient. So what? 1,000 naira. I don't know. Is it 1.5 or something?
If you're in
And
family 350.
Office
exactly.
365 is also convenient.
Yeah, it's convenient.
How
but
much
here's
is
the
it per
thing:
month?
if I install
But
it,
it's another this thing. But it
so
can be a
if I install
family.
it once, if I install Microsoft Office once, I probably don't need to do any further installation for like the rest of the year.
That is the
But
beauty. If you subscribe, you don't even need to install it at all.
exactly. But all I need to do is to go to Computer Village, give it to one guy. He does it for me, and I don't come back to him for at least 1 year. All things being equal. But with music, for example, I have to go to Waploaded, jump through several ads, and to now make matters was those guys were not giving us rubbish ads. So I now have to jump through several ads to download one song, and when I'm now done downloading, but all I need to do, open my app, search for the song, click play. So it's easier. Maybe if
Exactly.
if the process of getting Microsoft,
It's easy
can-
now.
it's easy. What I'm saying is, compared to some of the other things that we are doing, what does it take me to go to Computer Village, have someone install this
Takes
thing
you
once?
transport.
Yes, takes me.
Takes you
How much is the
collecting
transport?
virus.
Yeah,
Your
can I not
laptop.
get
I don't
virus
know,
with
I
the
just-
other one?
No.
Yes, you can, please. You can.
So let's take Adobe now. Because I couldn't afford Adobe,
Mm.
I went to download DaVinci Resolve,
Okay.
which is like a
not cracked.
semi-open source
But
video
DaVinci
editing.
Resolve is there's free version then there is.
Yeah, there's a free version that I can use
Well,
effectively.
I can show you how to download Adobe for free.
I know how to download it for
Okay.
free. I just didn't want to. That's
Okay.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
It's a tradition that okay. So guys, you see the
Need to
issues.
fix.
You see the issues that a company like
I
Adobe
don't use free.
will be
oh.
facing
I just
globally
pay.
right now. Yeah, I've heard.
I mean, it's something you should also think about if you're building any product for Nigerians.
Like,
Yeah.
Or I don't know about other African countries.
Think it very
only,
well.
I've only been in.
think
Think
you-
about it. If I'm not going to, if the reason to pay is not good enough, just
I mean,
forget
do
it.
Nigerian designers pay for Figma?
No, they were not before now, Abi.
No, there's a free version.
There was a
Still
free
free
version.
It
that
depends
you
on how
can
many
use.
people that can
Yeah,
collaborate with you.
yeah.
I think there are some restrictions.
I doubt anyone really pays. The people that will pay for it are people that work at design
Companies.
agencies.
So
right?
just by corporate.
Corporate
I mean,
subscription.
design agencies are even in the country. Sef.
It's fine. It's
Like-
fine, guys. Please pay for stuff you.
Yeah,
use.
pay for the services you need, please.
Please,
It's
pay.
important for
Yes,
those
pay,
companies.
pay. Yeah.
Even if it's new subscription, pay.
And yes, don't encourage piracy.
Yeah. Please,
Yes, I don't condone it.
You don't condone it. Okay, so guys, other stuff on the news. We're just going to quickly breeze through them. So MTN Group is partnering with Starlink, OneWeb, EST Space Mobile to increase internet connectivity in rural areas. So that's the idea. That is the idea behind satellite internet. So satellite internet, the satellite service is able to power base stations instead of using cables to connect the base stations. They're powering the base stations.
Is that the
So
future of internet?
Probably that's the future, especially for rural areas. So once those base stations are powered, you cannot connect to the base station and you have network, right? So all the cost of laying cables and all of that is reduced. So
Makes sense.
yeah, it's an interesting one. It's be interesting to see which of these guys MTN finally ends up with, or if they will end up with all of them at different locations. Since it's MTN
Or they will do
Group,
their own.
very unlikely that they're going to build. It's you have to build a whole separate company for that.
True.
So
True.
yeah. So the Jumia CEO Francis Dufay did an interview with TechCrunch and said the main reason why they left the food delivery market is because of competitors with deep pockets. I don't know how to feel about that, considering Jumia is a publicly listed company and has raised millions of dollars. But let's move on.
I mean, he was not the one that raised the money.
What's
So-
my business?
I mean, that's the context I'm looking at it. He just took over last year, so I'll be this year. So.
Well, I have nothing, but yeah, competition with big deep pockets. But I think the biggest takeaway from that interview is the food delivery business in Nigeria is not rational. That is the word you use. Like, it doesn't make sense on a fundamental level. The
I'm
unit-
not person they do.
Most things in Nigeria are not rational.
So yeah, the landscape is so complex. They're making losses on every delivery
This
to
country.
incentivize customers. They are giving you 50% off. They're giving you coupons. They're losing money on all of those things. So yeah, it's an interesting interview. You can check it out. Then we're looking at some of the major stories from 2023
On our podcast.
on the Techpoint Africa podcasts. So yeah, Egypt got its first unicorns and reduced mega raises in Africa. So we didn't really have a mega round this year, did we?
He did.
What was it?
We had M-Copper do 200 million.
Wait, when did you do that?
I think that was around April or May. I can't remember the
Said
exact month.
it-
But yeah, early in the year they did. MNT Ireland did. That was the first unicorn. 400. They were single-handedly responsible for like more than 80%, I think, of
So
fundraisers
just
that
2
month.
mega rounds.
No, we also had Planet 42. We had
And this name's strange.
they are
So
not Nigerian
I
company
don't think we
or Nigerian startups. But we had at least 500 million plus raises, at least by my count. It may be more, but at least by my count.
She's
at
not so
least
different
5.
from other years.
Not really. We had less. So last year there were a few mega rounds, no unicorns. But this year at least we had one unicorn.
No, didn't we have a unicorn last year?
No,
When
we
did Cheaper
not.
Cash become a unicorn?
That was like 2020. What was it? 2021? I think. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
This still unicorn.
No, yeah, that's true. No newly minted unicorn. Then this year, Silicon Valley Bank.
SVB.
It was
It
like
was bloody.
it was a big story.
It was, yeah.
For outsiders.
No,
Was it for
for
us?
some
For
Nigerian
even
startups.
Nigerian startups were affected now.
How many of
Remember,
them?
cheaper cash was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FTC,
Those ones, everything did
FTX now
affect them.
came
FTX was
to come
last
and to come
Yeah,
and.
FTX was November last year.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Is that old?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
old
Yeah, it was
already.
never.
Oh,
Yeah. So
double
SVB,
bam.
the idea was SVB and Signature Bank. Signature Bank was the other bank that
Yeah,
Mm.
and some crypto startups had money with
But
them. Then some startups had money with Silicon Valley banks. The whole conversation about startups putting money outside the country and not bringing it here. And to be honest, I don't blame them.
Yeah, because the people giving them the money is outside the country. So if they tell you that put it where every other startup is putting their money, What choice do you have?
Yeah. So NASPA's shut down Foundry. Well, I have nothing to say about that. I wonder why they opened it in the first place. Because they're one of like the biggest investment companies in the world. Invested in Prosos, also one of the biggest investment companies in the world. Prosos is an investor in NASPA. NASPA is an investor in Prosos.
Nice one.
Invested
Chicken and egg.
in Tencent. So companies like Udemy and all of that, and it's an South African company. I don't regard it so much as an African company, but since it's listed in Johannesburg Stock Exchange, so let's give it the benefit of the doubt. At least they're bringing money to the capital markets in Africa. So, yeah, a lot of acquisitions, Yeah, there were a number of
There were
them,
more acquisitions.
but no one,
Was it more?
they didn't reveal any numbers.
Of course.
Which ones come to mind easily?
There was Crowdforce getting acquired by Fair Money.
Fair Money, okay.
There was the Chaka, that's the most recent.
RiseVest acquiring Shaka.
InstaDeep was
InstaDeep, which was
acquired.
the largest acquisition, and interesting because it was an AI startup. I think InstaDeep was reviewed. Yes,
Yeah,
they
InstaDeep was
reviewed. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think it was about half $500 million. But it was a huge acquisition. Interestingly enough, AI startup. Trying to think of a few others. We had
Payday,
Payday, Bitmama.
Bitmama, which other one?
There's one recently, Bumper, that
Yeah, Bumper Fine. But at least they were, as of yesterday when I was checking, 26 acquisitions, I believe.
26 acquisitions.
Yes.
Interesting. Then a lot of layoffs.
Yep.
Plenty layoffs.
Even let's get started on
Those
that.
continued.
Okay, so what were
They will
the...
continue to next year.
Yeah, they will continue. I think
Mhm.
I just heard
Sadly.
career-wise laid off some employees.
It wasn't. I don't think it was a layoff.
It was not layoff,
I
termination.
think, yes,
Mm,
because they
said
said it was
termination.
basically
Performance.
performance based, and it was just 5 people.
Okay. So that's cool. Then what were the most questionable government policies that came out this year?
It's questionable.
Naira redesign,
No,
January.
that was last year.
That was last year, but it
Just-
rippled into 2023.
Felt it till March.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we felt it
Yeah.
a lot. So what were the other questionable things?
Funny enough, we didn't have a lot of questionable things.
Oh, yeah, no Murphy.
No, I mean Murphy left us. Sorry, he's still in Detroit with us, but like he left us around
April now.
June.
Was it June?
Yeah, after the elections.
The election was April now.
Yeah, like our
questionable.
new guy took over in May.
I just remember another questionable this
Towards the end of May, but we didn't really have
floating.
floating.
Was
It
that
was it
questionable?
questionable? Not really.
Floating is 50-50. It
Yeah.
was like a pointless exercise. It's like it's an attempt to pour water to hold, but you're holding a basket. That's the idea, pouring water into a basket. So it's a good effort to try and pour the water into something, but it's not really solving the problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
We've not had
a lot of
questionable.
cosmetic. So
At least the ones that affect the tech
tech space.
ecosystem, we've not had like really questionable policies.
Questionable policies.
We've had some interesting.
oh, we
ones.
had one now, macaroni versus Akon.
Oh,
I mean-
well,
Was it questionable?
But how many do you want to track?
it's
It's
not
looking
questionable,
like-
but
But
was not done correctly. I don't know.
They just did not
Because-
look like they knew what they wanted to do, but it felt
Right.
like something that needed to be done. Or
I
something.
think that Akon is still. They are
The
just.
thing is, I don't even know what these guys. I don't know what they're all about.
Irregular-
I tried
advertising.
reaching out
Yeah.
to some of them,
That's
but
the thing.
they are
So
not
you regulate-
very.
It's my problem in Nigerian agencies here. You regulate advertising,
Mm.
whatever you do, you say you regulate. You don't have website that is functional. You will post on social media like once in 2 months. Like, so that period when they were doing that, thing, I think I had to check their socials to see where I could find these.
Information.
So if I want to verify something from a government agency without knowing someone,
Send
there,
later.
so if
Put
I
inside
send, how
envelope.
many days am I going to send? How many days am I going to find?
Be proactive. Start early.
So I mean, I need to know. That means I have to not preempt their policies now, because
Oh.
all I need to get is like confirmation that okay, are you guys doing this thing? How do you plan on
Send
doing it?
later.
But
Write it
it's-
through
letterhead
before
and
writing
deliver
to
by hand.
I think they should. I think
To
they
the
should do better. I
office.
don't know if
yeah,
if
a
our
lot of
tech bro
agencies
can help us.
should do better. But I think in the policy front, I think what I didn't see was notable milestones in the Nigerian Startup Act. I was expecting more
this year.
this year but at least we got the startup registration portal for you to be identified as a startup. It took only 1 year. So
Wait, FCCPC, did they do anything questionable?
No,
They did a lot.
They
about
were
three.
fighting for the
loan
common man.
apps. So we're fighting for you and
Yeah, they fought for the common man a lot this year. I think we should give them Agency of the Year. Sorry, this is a unplanned award. Agency of the Year. They fought for the common man like mad.
Yeah.
Babatunde Irukera, he was everywhere. He was doing it on on TV stations, on Twitter. He was coming. He was helping us. Thank you, sir. May your plantain
Rain.
never burn.
May your rain be long.
5% excise duties on calls.
Oh.
When did that happen? Was it not this year? So it's like an ongoing conversation that we still have, right? So yeah, on the policy landscape, I think there was no major big policy that shook us this year. Outside Nigeria, okay, was there? I can't think of any major policy
This
that really
affected
startups.
startups.
In
They
Africa.
proposed visa-free entry to Rwanda and Kenya.
Okay, that
It
was a
may
major
not.
one.
Yeah, it may not.
It's
We
not
won't see the.
implemented. We won't see the effect until.
Yeah, we won't see the
Okay.
effects yet. Hopefully, we will see that. I think Kenya spent a lot of this year trying to defend why they wanted to tax certain individuals, from content creators to content creators are the ones that were collecting any
Crypto traders. too.
crypto traders to digital IDs. Yeah,
Oh,
those
what?
are- it was not
Oh, WorldCoin.
no
WorldCoin.
WorldCoin. So that was
That's
interesting
true. So where is
because
WorldCoin? They should come to Nigeria, beg. I'll get $50. This is my turkey.
yeah. So I mean, who else? Okay, there was this story we did. I don't know if it was Sudan or Somalia that they said, I don't know what I was saying. But that guy that said that thing, well, make a look at you. Because I'm from Nigeria. If you're not from Rwanda, Kenya, you can't be insulting me now.
Please, let's move. I don't like this.
Try the read through.
Okay, yeah. So those were the interesting. I think what I want to see next year is more proactive policies, like the Startup Act, and implementing those policies that already exist. I want to see more of that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of policies. We want to see implementations of the things that are already on paper. That you not come to the event and tell us that this already exists. So no, like,
Show us
how
to be able to see.
show
What
us.
you're doing, even
That
if it's
green
little
book.
steps.
That green book.
Like that
That
green
green
book,
book,
now.
yeah.
There's a registration database that we
I'm trying
also
to
wrote
understand the
about.
rationale behind the name.
Green book.
Green book.
That's the idea.
Yellow pages.
So then there were fraud allegations this year
Plenty.
from different corners.
Gang.
What was the most notable one?
Dash.
And this guy.
Dash, Joe. What?
Oh, okay. No, you're talking about
fraud allegations.
fraud. Oh, yeah, fraud. Oh,
Ah,
It was Dash.
Patricia
Followed by
and
Tingo.
Com.
My mentor.
Your mentor.
Who's your mentor?
Where's
Patricia.
FCC will pick you
No.
up. man.
Nah, if
your
I'm looking for
mentor?
mentor now, Patricia.
Yeah,
Dash
FCC
now,
will pick you up,
86
man.
million. How much?
Man, like
Come
That
on.
story was ridiculous.
very, very. You know what? What
I
was
mean-
interesting was so him and his guy. The two of them crashed this year. Him and his guy. So OMG Digital, the first startup that he did that got into YC. So both himself and his co-founder, I can't remember the name of that startup. I don't know why it's skipping in my mind. But Dash, you people can help me and look for it.
Is he float?
Yeah. Dash, they dashed and they did all.
One dash, the other one float.
The two of them were like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
float that was using the money to buy crypto now.
I'll be waiting
No, not buy crypto, like speculate on the FX market.
Yeah.
Sam-
yeah.
That's
It was-
Sam back, my friend's cousin.
I'm telling you, the guy he's African, Kenny. So that was
Which other one?
Was there any major? I don't think Flutter had any major issue this year.
No,
they
no.
just resolved their issues
Yeah.
from last year.
they were the redemption of Flutterwave was
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. This was
They were
it was-
free from Kenya this year.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good one this year for Flutterwave. They had a partnership with Microsoft.
Yeah,
And
got a lot of licenses.
Yeah, I had a lot of
made
gang people.
yeah, they had.
and also lost them.
It got us asking, if Flutterwave is really the company we think it is. That was from last week's podcast. You can check it out. Flutterwave is not what you think it is. Or kind of there for them to be poaching PayPal, X Stripe,
Finance.
X Binance, just Cash App. Just know that they're not your mates anymore. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think there was any other major fraud allegations.
Yeah, except there's
there
that
was
we don't
one.
mention.
No.
Which one?
Say na yesterday. Okay, it is allegations. It has not been proven.
Who? What? Which company?
No, not a company, an individual.
Forgetting individual.
Okay.
That was small fish.
Yes,
It's
not
not
what our
But
time.
very interesting.
But something
this
else interesting that happened this year was we saw a lot of funds launch.
Saw a lot of funds announced.
Yeah, we saw launch and announce.
Who was
Yeah.
here that was it when you were that said they should fund it first before they start that now?
No, for you, we did. We saw a lot. I think Catalyst Fund closed, or either the first close. Nova Star Ventures.
El-Rufai.
Why are they not giving people money?
El-Rufai next year. Eh?
Why are they not giving people money if all these funds launched? Plenty funds launched this year, but
So the thing is, when they announce, it's not. They may have been investing since. So some of those guys, if you look at all the funding needs, you'd have seen some of them on the cap table for those guys. We had, and I think what was interesting, is a few of them were like African, let's say African investors. So I have a small list. Oh, by the way, Sony Ventures decided to get into Africa.
nice.
We don't know.
that's
I
true.
think it's from next year we start seeing the. Well, yeah, we saw guys like Savvy Ventures, Patek Fund, Founders Factory, Enza Capital, Flat Six Labs, Aduna Capital was just last month, a bit this month. Nova Star Africa, Verot Capital, Nosken. So we had quite a few guys raise money, and well, yeah, that's it. And then I think Mastercard deciding to acquire a minority
If
stake.
I want to become a unicorn, which of those guys should I have on my cap table?
If you want to
based
become
on
a
your-
unicorn,
You've interviewed a number of these investors. You've interviewed a number of funders. If I want to raise money next year for my startup,
I mean, it depends on what you're doing. So Nosken has
what do you
205
mean by
million.
non-existent? If I mind your business,
What? Non-existent.
you say
The
my startup
startup that
is
is not
non-existent.
existing.
Do you know if he has been running running in
In
stealth?
stealth.
Okay.
Okay,
Stealth.
let's see. Nosken has good money. They have 205 M. Sony
No,
Ventures
it's not
has.
who has the most money. It's
Yeah.
who is
Can
going
help
to
my
get
life.
me to the table of Tiger Global.
So that's the
of
thing. They are not.
Sequoia Capital.
It's not only a function of your investors now. It's also a function of what you're building. So if you have one really innovative stuff for us, if you're building in certain, so Nosken has like some sectors that they focus on. These other guys are doing like 50 million, 40 million. I think Enza Capital did around 30 or so. Flat Six Labs, they launched a new fund. Savvy Ventures will not take you to unicorn. Don't worry.
There was also another.
You will see the interview next year.
Was this year the EduTech
Edutech.
EduTech fund? Was it this year? Last year?
From yeah, that's true. That means it. CC Hub launched an EdTech
EdTech.
fund,
Yeah.
which is supposed to, I think, about $50 million. It's
That's
supposed
EdTech.
to.
EdTech.
It's
Don't worry,
supposed
we
to
Sounds
be-
forgive
like
you.
EduTech.
We
I mean,
forgive
depends on
you.
who you're asking. Some people call it EdTech. Some
Okay.
EdTech. But yeah, CC Hub launched a fund that should invest in, I think, about 10 startups or so across
$50 million.
Nigeria, Kenya. Yeah, I
And
think
yes,
so.
an ecosystem person became the minister.
Bosun Tijani.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
That's a huge one.
It was a big one.
That's a huge
A,
one.
a
Was
huge
it?
step up from.
Anything they've been putting in that position or this one.
Wait. There was.
Calm
Calm down. Calm down. There was Mobola Johnson.
Yes.
Oh,
So please.
okay. Okay, but as of that time, I wasn't like conversant with the tech ecosystem.
But I was even going to say. So what has been the
3 million tech talent, 3 MTT,
The
AI
prototype,
research.
the prototype stage is on.
The prototype stage is on, right?
The what?
So-
The prototype stage of training 3,000 fellows is on already.
Okay, so don't ask too much questions. Go to the website. So we answered pressing questions about the 3 million tech talent.
Yeah.
Techpoint. So
I see.
everything you need to know about the 3 million tech talent. It comes in stages. The idea is to train 3 million, but we're coming in at different phases. There's phase 1 that's 3,000.
1%, yes, 3,000.
Then
Stage 2, 10%, then stage 3.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, yeah,
That makes sense. I thought they wanted to do 3 million at once.
No, they can't do 3 million at once. Right? But yeah, and they are partnering with ecosystem guys, UTiva, AltSchool, and all of that. To
Yeah,
deliver the
product
content.
dive too.
Product dive, yeah. So interesting approach, and I'm looking forward to interesting developments. One thing I'm looking forward to, because it concerns us directly, is events. He has been asking questions about building infrastructure for events. We don't really have a good, really, really solid event space in Nigeria. So yes, we have some guys that are really doing well. Kudos to them. But compared to what you will see in a place like Kenya or Rwanda, you know that we are still not there yet. So you go to a place like Sarit or Radisson in Rwanda and Kigali, and it's a different ball game entirely. So yeah, that's an interesting one. So popular stories this year. Starlink comes to Nigeria on YouTube.
Starlink.
Yeah, interesting. I was surprised. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Then followed by Akon versus Macaroni. I guess the reason why it was popular was obvious. Macaroni, because nobody cares about Akon. I'm sorry. Dangote entered the tech investment place. You didn't mention them. Then, of course, the whole conversation about Dash. It was a really, really popular one. Then Zimbabwe's digital currency. So a lot of these stories, people keep going back to them. You can keep referring to them too. And please don't be afraid to call us out. We'll fight, but don't be afraid to call us out. We'll just
better give your criticism.
Just make it constructive. So yeah, don't forget all our newsletters. FinTech Today, we'll be rounding up most of them this year. Techpoint Digest will still go on for some time, but we're rounding up most of our newsletters this week. And yeah, there's FinTech Today, there's Techpoint Digest, there's Equity Merchants, there's Workaholic. Yeah, and we'll be having more newsletters in 2024. So please keep your eyes peeled. Then I'll use this opportunity to Bolu, can you move that camera? Let's appreciate our production team. They've been amazing throughout 2023.
Onome,
please say hi to the camera. Thank you.
Switch it.
Onome,
Switch it to you.
So yeah, that was really, really. It was a good one. Yeah, beyond.
We redesigned our studio this year.
Yeah, and this was all them. They didn't ask anybody to even follow them to the market.
But they asked us to help them carry things.
Yeah.
Obviously, they will.
Yes,
what did you expect? So yeah.
Yes, and they help us to fix our audio to an extent, because you can always get better. And the video too. In fact, we started from here. Now we are. No, we started from here.
Started from the bottom. Now we
and we are going there.
Yeah. So thank you, Onome, gracious. You've done well. And I want to also use this moment to appreciate you guys. You guys have been amazing. So give yourself
and I hosted a lot this year too.
Yeah. So you wanted to upstage me, and probably she's about to succeed actually. So yeah. So and of course, let's appreciate the management of Techpoint. Muyiwa, Ifeanyi, Chidima. So yeah, Muyiwa, thank you for always giving us the support everywhere necessary. You've been the one driving us, even when we don't even want to, even when we are doing. You'll be like, come on, go and do it.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. So yeah, thank you so much, Muyiwa. Chidima, thank you for releasing money.
Yes. Chidima was our sugar mommy this
God
year,
bless you.
He released money for us.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I guess this is going to be a heartfelt moment for me. At this point, I'm about to say goodbye to you guys. This is not total goodbye.
He said then goodbye.
What happened? Oh, okay. I should look there. All right. So I'm about to say goodbye to a lot of you. This is probably going to be the last Techpoint Africa Podcast episode I will host in a long time. So I'll be moving on to other projects in Techpoint, and yeah, a lot of the time.
And I'm happy to take over.
You're not going to let me say goodbye in peace, right?
This is a problem. Like serious rebellious.
So yeah, Nifemi finally succeeded. She's about to take over from the seat.
Yes.
But yeah, it has been a really, really fun one, and this hosting this podcast has helped me grow a lot. Helped me stay in front of the camera a lot more than I would normally do.
Yeah, showbiz.
Yeah, so yeah, and of course, when I go to events, I go to places, I see all the feedback you guys give. Oh, Emmanuel, I see you on the podcast. Emmanuel, I see you on the podcast. At different places, at student events and at Gentlemen's Club in Ikoyi, I am surprised at how extensive, how broad our audience has gotten. So it's a really, really amazing one. And thank you very much for all the support, for all the comments. And yeah, you'll be seeing me once in a while. But yeah, Techpoint Africa Podcast will no longer be my staple 2024.
And he's leaving you in good hands, aka me.
This moment is about Emmanuel. Let's focus.
You will not allow me to say my goodbyes in peace. Okay, guys. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to miss doing this weekend workout. But yeah, it's time to
why not?
Time to move on to other projects. And yeah, we'll be sharing some of them with you if Nifemi wills, we'll share them with them, right? You share them with them. So please take care of them, please.
Beg me.
Thank you. So guys, yeah. So what you guys not buy any gift for me?
You
get it behind the camera. You have some presidential.
Okay, so guys,
shows you that's buying it.
Okay, guys, don't. Yeah, I appreciate you guys and thank you for being there. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for. Yeah, I've forgotten his name. He came to the studio on episode 200.
Is the founder
Chinedu,
founder of Reality.io. So thank you so much, Chinedu, for honoring our invitation and coming to share cake and drinks with us. Thank you for those. Thank you for those who joined us on the live session, gave us a lot of encouragement. You guys make this thing worth it. So yeah, changes will be coming to TAP next year. This will be like probably the last long video you see of TAP.
Sadly.
Yeah, this will probably be the last one. If you want to get the long version of TAP, just go to the audio side of things. But for the video, we're going to keep things short, sweet, and straight to the point. You're in the spirit. So yeah, we're going to be keeping things short, sweet.
Audio?
On the audio, wait, we never reached there yet now.
You said they should go to the audio for long version.
Yeah,
that's in the future now.
In the future, don't worry. Bully will tell them at the end. Bully will tell them where they can get the audio at the end.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, be on the lookout for our event next year.
Look at that camera.
What happened to this camera? Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to show you.
Okay, guys, so be on the lookout for next year's event. We'll be hosting a few impactful events next year, and we want to make them worth your while. We don't want to just be fighting in the red ocean of events. We are going to make them unique. We're going to make them stand out. So watch out for Muyiwa's announcement.
On January 1st. Now,
while you're eating,
you can follow any of us. I don't know why. See, don't follow me unnecessarily, sharp. They said we should drop the social media handles. Okay, people should drop your social media handles.
They have social media. They're the ones that want
to. You can find me on LinkedIn. Kola Oluwani Femi. You see the face.
I'm not hard to find on Twitter. Bolu Abiodun 1.
Is it one? On Twitter, you can
shows
find
that
me at
the second Bolu Abiodun, not the first. You know? Yeah, in computer you start counting from zero.
It also shows you when he joined Twitter, that name was already taken.
Yeah,
so you had to settle.
Funny enough, it wasn't. I just had to put the 1, as far my caliber in society.
Caliber is giving.
On Twitter, you can follow me at Nifemia. I'll spell it
drop
at NIFEMEA.
Please drop the handle on the description
because long and confused people.
What is Nifemi? Nifemi.
And every time I come across that username, I pause and I wonder.
Yes, because you can never see me call me. I just have to.
No, I know. That's
unique. That's supposed to be the
Nifemi.
No, I'm always like, what?
We have to call it Nifemia.
Nifemia. I just wonder, like, What's going on here?
Okay,
for
guys,
the
don't
clarification.
forget to like, share, subscribe this podcast wherever you see it, wherever you find it. Just share to your friends, well wishers, and enemies. You know what to do. And for our audio lovers and for those who will be getting the long, full, undiluted gist of the Techpoint Africa podcast, Bolu, where can they find it?
Yes, like Emmanuel said, if you want the long, undiluted,
Go
version
straight to
of
the
the
point.
Techpoint African podcast, you can get it on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or anywhere else you get a podcast.
One moment, please. I want to take this opportunity to ask for people's forgiveness. Please forgive Emmanuel and Ifemi for what they have on their heads. This was this was Gracious' idea, and sadly they fell for it. Please find it to your hearts.
I don't feel
Forgive
bad.
them.
It's
That's
fine.
the
It's
thing. You
fine.
don't feel bad. I feel bad for you. That's the thing. If you what
Yes, we
nonsense.
will sing
You and
it.
who? Come on,
Feliz Navidad.
please.
Felix
Let's know what they're doing. If you want to do clowning, you can come and do it yourself. It's not me that will do it for you. Or you can turn the camera to you, yeah. And but it's me now that it's good enough to be a clown, Abby.
Okay, let's say goodbye for the year.
No, we are saying goodbye right now.
Love
Yeah.
and light.
Love and light.
Peace out. We try to stretch this out
Bye.
as much as possible.
I mean,
I don't even want to
because-
get up from here.
See you next
This is the
year.
last.
Sit
This is the
down
last.
there.
I'm hungry,
episode.
I beg.
See you
Who
next
knows when I
year.
will see you?
Oh God! Why is this so chaotic? Say your bye. They miss you already.
I thought you've already said
They
bye
miss
bye.
our audience already. They don't want to go. I'm saying bye. It's not as if I don't miss you, but I'll see you
When
next
are we resuming? January was.
Please, what?
11th.
January 11th, please. Thank
Yes.
you. Bye bye. See you. Love and light. Peace out.
Bye.